7. My name is Jonathan Samuels Carter.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Kevin Mendes. Welcome to your Home Day episode of Sunup on 7. Thank you so much for making some company to Renata and I today. Ren, let's tease them. What can they expect on today's show?
Excitement is coming in because the National Children's Parliament is going to be talking about what is happening, what's taking place, what you need to know, how we support all the great stuff. So we're going to be talking to NCFC about all the details about that. But what else do we have up our sleeve,
What
Kevin?
else do we have? We have a great couch talk waiting for you because there's Miss Universe comes with some heat. So we're going to find out what happened there. But also, the teachers union is saying there was a miscommunication. So we're going to talk about that also.
And we have receipts too as well. So, guys, all that and so much more. You know how this works. Put your comments in the comment section. Make it live, interactive, fun, and respectful, of course.
Yes.
Shall we punch out to the couch? Kevin?
Let's do it. I'll do my best.
Answer that's worth looking for today. Just in time,
and he's here to talk to us
the
about
writing appears on the
show that we're on right now. Tell me, this
and
one
I were the first ones to see.
And we're going to be talking about the hot shush that has been
The
happening
world
over the
that
weekend.
we see
So
may seem that it'll never change. They say, but if you tear down the wall that's blinding us all, you see the way today. A place to call your home, a place where you can grow.
Muy buenos dias, my beautiful Sunup on 7 family. Welcome to your Wednesday episode. Thank you so much for welcoming Renata and I into your space. If you're watching via Facebook, YouTube, or cable TV, good morning and thank you so much. We're very excited about this Wednesday episode. Let's get started by having a look at the weather courtesy of the Belize Met Service.
Good morning, Belize. The latest radar, satellite, and surface observation showed rainfall activity had dissipated over the country, with little to none observed. Relatively moist and somewhat unstable conditions prevail. The 24-hour forecast, mostly cloudy skies with sunny breaks today and cloudy at times tonight. Showers or light rain will be isolated with a medium chance of a few more occurring over northern and central coastal areas today. Then, a few showers or periods of rain are likely over some coastal and offshore areas tonight. The maximum temperatures for today will reach 85 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 87 inland, and 77 up in the hills. The low temperatures for tonight will be around 74 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 72 inland, and 65 up in the hills. The winds over the open sea will be from the north, northwest at 5 to 10 knots, and the sea conditions will be like chop. A high tide will occur this morning at 10:05, followed by a low tide this evening at 3:17, another high tide tonight at 9:12, and another low tide early tomorrow morning at 4:37. The sun rose this morning at 5:52 and will set this evening at 5:19. The moon went down this morning at 5:52 and will rise this evening at 5:26. In a sargassum forecast, latest satellite observation show a few small sargassum mats beyond the barrier reef. The forecast suggests that a few of these mats may drift towards northern coastal areas during the coming days. However, overall impacts are expected to be minimal. The outlook for Thursday and Thursday night, Skies will be cloudy at times. Showers or light rain will be isolated, with slightly more possible over coastal and offshore areas Thursday night. In the tropical weather outlook, for the North Atlantic, the Caribbean Sea, and the Gulf of America, tropical cyclone formation is not expected during the next 48 hours. For a review of our forecast and other products, please visit our website at nms.gov.bz. With that, we end this morning's forecast from the Belize National Met Service.
And that's your weather update,
It's
folks.
our
We-
weather.
Yeah, we continue to experience very cool weather here in the city, which I'm grateful for.
Man,
Such a nice, welcome change.
it is. I just feel like I made a try talk and like negotiate with God last night. I was like, Lord, okay, if you give me this weather for the next like 5 months straight, like I feel like things will be better in the country. Like I start like negotiate this thing because in my mind I'm like,
All right.
I just want this weather. Okay, and if you can't give me 5, give me like at least 4 months. Like make it be November, December, January. And then February. And then in March, you start feel like the Easter weather coming.
Well, God was saying, ha, here's your climate change.
I know. I didn't
Here
laugh
is
at
your climate
myself. He probably
change,
just looked at me and was like, girl, take what you get.
Yeah. It's like, no,
But
he's like,
it
here's
was
your climate
so
change.
nice. Well, you're a sunflower. You actually
Well,
like
the
this
sun
weather.
is nice, yeah.
So the sun is out technically
Yeah.
too as well. It's just a nice little cool.
Cool weather, yeah, definitely.
And of course, you see the sweaters pop out already, the jackets and everything.
I'm already seeing it.
One spell, Philip made me wear a warm hat. I said, please take the thing off.
Wow.
Please
Yeah.
take it off right now. But how are you feeling, Kev?
I'm feeling wonderful, honestly. It's like good to be back.
I know
on
you
the
missed
show.
Monday.
I missed on Monday. You know,
I was like,
sometimes you just need
Kevin?
a day.
sometimes you just need a day.
I
You
agree.
just take yourself
yeah,
and you
to
just.
come back better than ever.
He's refreshed and ready for you to be shady on this Wednesday, guys.
Will I be shady? Am I shady? That's a good question.
Like,
How are you
know
feeling
what,
today?
as if
Ren?
you don't, it's a shady thing to ask if you're shady.
Yeah.
I'm doing good. I'm excited for the episode, for what's coming today too as well. You know, November is going by, I would say, in a
A steady pace.
steady pace, yeah, because I'm like,
the
19th
fifth.
is coming up very soon, but at the same time, you don't feel like it's coming up too soon.
Yeah.
It's like we slow down a little bit.
I don't know. You know, like this weather has me like in the Ghanas to put my Christmas tree up already.
So I have a plan. I'm literally putting it up on the 20th.
Okay.
Literally, I did take off the day and I'm putting it up on the 20th. I need the tree up. Everything is prepared. I'm not sure if anybody else does that too as well, but you're waiting patiently. You to put up yours the 20th? When are you putting it up?
I'm not gonna tell, but maybe like today. I'm joking.
Kevin. anyways, let's move into our couch
Let's
topic because
move
Kevin
into-
Murphy offend people and then they were dash it a hurut. They were dash
They're
it
ready to criticize my punta, so like that's
It's
okay, right?
babe. Listen to me.
Yeah.
He punters, okay? If
the
he
way I
wants to
can
punter
best, yeah.
instead of punter, let him be who he needs to be, people out there. Because who could do it so better? And, you know, punter is very subjective to like what your dance moves are. We should not put it on and say, it's not like he's trying to do the traditional dances. He's just dancing to the music. Let's remember
I just
that.
need to take some classes, which I'm down for. know,
You did,
can-
but
you
remember
can
the
always
time we
improve your
had
game.
like punt aerobics or something like that?
Oh, that was a really good one.
You did a good job
yeah,
at that,
yeah,
though.
I'm
I just
really
want
proud
to
of
say.
myself. That was like 2 years ago, though. Just saying.
My hips are not the same anymore.
Not again, definitely. But we're
So-
definitely jumping into our couch talk, Ren. And the first topic we're jumping into is that leader of the UDP, Shine Barrow, loses in court yesterday. And this is a claim that was submitted in March against the Elections and Boundaries Department as they issued the color red in their ballot. As we know, there was the argument was that both, you know, like the faction led by Shine Barrow and the faction led by Tracy Taker Panton were both using color red. And he was like, the Elections and Boundaries, they have no jurisdiction to be able to give this color, assign this color to a party. And so they filed the claim, and in the review of it at court yesterday, they said, for one, the attorneys that submitted the claim on behalf of Mr. Shine Barrow, they took too long to follow up on this claim. So that's one. And the next thing is like, so the judge dismissed the case basically on 2 counts. That one, they took long for them to be able to follow up. And next thing is that the Elections and Boundaries Department, they do have the authority to be able to assign colors to parties during the election process. And then like the argument is moot, right? It's like elections already happened, so like
they lost.
And
like it's kind of after the fact now. We're fighting for this and being done again.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a losing battle in that sense that everything has been settled. This is really just now fighting because of the color. And you don't have enough grounds to say, even when you look at the numbers and everything too as well, they lost a significant amount. So even if you add up the 2 fractions and so forth, it's not like it really took away from people being able to vote.
Yeah.
So I think, looking at all the premises too, like you mentioned before, it was a losing battle. But however, we have to say that, they can still appeal this matter too as well. The thing now is, would you go about appealing it? Do you think, do you have the good grounds to it? Because of everything that's been shown in the notion, do you have?
Yeah.
Would you? Does it make sense?
Does it make sense?
Is it a waste of money, a waste of time, or is it just because you want to try to prove a point? Like, that's my thing sometimes when I think about cases like this and have these verdicts that are read out. It's like, does it really make sense? Will it really support? Because right now, as we've seen before too as well, the UDP is really trying to rebuild back what they had. So I feel like furthering this case kind of takes away from the idea of rebuilding because it's going at the idea of like, you shouldn't give this one and this. They're not a real UDP thing. They may underneath like a fraction of the UDP, but they're not necessarily UDP. And like, remember, the lawyer was basically stating that when they were granting them the colors, like, they are considered a UDP too as well, just a fraction of it. So why not give the color and not say to showcase that? So it's just the idea for me.
They both were represented in the United Democratic Party, so they assigned the color red. The Democratic Party doesn't matter if they represent different factions of the party.
Yeah, so I feel like if you would decide to appeal it, to me, I just think it's looking at, you're kind of going back way, and you're kind of taking away from the idea of building unity because things have already been settled. There's that time of rebuilding now, so there shouldn't be time wasted on that. It should be wasted more on having productive discussions, getting them, mobilizing and so forth.
Right.
Just me. That's just my thought.
And if they really wanted to pursue this case because if they felt it was important, then it should not have delayed the follow-up process, right? If you said, we really want to make a point here, then why wait so long to follow up on it? Which is, again, the court was saying, yeah, you did not meet the proper timeline for them to follow up with the claim that they submitted at court.
And time gone. You wait too long.
Yeah.
With these court systems.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to our next Couch Talk topic. And this is a very interesting case that is resurfacing. And this is that George Herbert takes out a lawsuit on the government of Belize for breaching of his constitutional rights. And this is a situation that took place in 2004, which basically is connecting to what's taking place right now with the question of who thief Budna, right? Where Joseph Budna was abducted. He ends up in this handed over to Guatemalan authorities, presently in the Guatemalan prison. And this is not the first, so like why this case is resurfacing. For one, there's a lawsuit that was presented yesterday at court, but the situation is resurfacing because especially asking, has the situation of Joseph Rayad Budna happened in the past or happened before? Yes, it has happened before and happened to George Herbert. Basically in 2003, according to his claim, he was kidnapped at his gate and he was kidnapped by the police, by the state, and handed over to the DEA, which he said that once delivered to the DEA in 2004, that violated his constitutional rights. And he was handed over, he was processed by the DEA, and he was given 21 years in prison there. So this happened in 2003. In 2004...
That's when he applied. His attorney at the time was Honorable Dean Barrow. But I think it's also important about this, Kev, is that, the U.S. had sent the Ministry of Foreign Affairs a provisional arrest to ask them basically to pick up George Herbert. They did so too as well, like about 11 days afterwards. And this happened in April 2003, like Kevin mentioned before. And with that, it was on 2 counts, like he mentioned before, on the count for conspiracy to import cocaine to the U.S. and then conspiracy to distribute it, the same too as well, those 2 counts. And now when he was taken in with the next gentleman too as well, from there after, he was not tried for just those 2 counts. Later on, he was tried for 11 counts, and then, like you mentioned, sentenced to about 21 years in prison.
33 years.
33 years, but he
21.
got out on parole, sorry, yes.
And the reason why he was given like that 33 years was because the process of how he was, handed over to the U.S. Authorities did not follow the due process, and which is what he claims now is that if they had gone through the proper process, then they would have just, tried me for these 2 counts rather than for 11 counts that they presented when I was handed over to the DEA.
Which I feel like, again, you're looking at this and looking at how the process is being run and how it's not supposed to be run to as well. What I think also is really important about this overall case is, like Kevin mentioned, in 2004, he had his attorney write up and everything and talk about how his constitutional rights have been,
Violated.
And with that, he was awarded $35,000, and they requested too as well that he be moved, and the government was supposed to do everything in their power to get George Herbert back to Belize too as well. Nothing happened in that time span from then to now, where there was no push towards it, or from his understanding, because he was still there. He mentioned in his affidavit about how very hard time being in the prison system and how he had to be moved from different prisons too as well because of the fact that, his life was at risk. They were threatening him so many times too as well, and he had to go through all of this when the reality is he didn't receive the money, and then the government didn't lobby to get him back into Belize too as well. So he's going back to sue for not just the constitutional right, but like for not being able to be given his money in the beginning too as well, his money that was allotted, and our understanding too as well. The same lawyer who did the case in 2004, Right Honorable Dean Barrow, is the one that's going to be also trying his case this time. I'm wrong.
Right, so I just want to add some more details to it. So he completed his 21 years in the U.S. prison. He was returned to Belize last year, and this is where now he's following up with taking the government to court, as you mentioned, Ren, for the compensations that were granted to him in 2004 for violation of his constitutional rights. And definitely, we're going to see how the government responds to this claim. But definitely, again, it reflects on the notion or kind of like figuring out what happened to Joseph Budna. So the situation has happened in the past, where right now there's various allegations saying that the state was complicit in the abduction of Joseph Budna. And now we have this case resurfacing. So we're going to see how, if justice is served for George Herbert, which from 2004, it's already stated that the state violated his constitutional rights.
And he was supposed to be awarded and brought back.
Of handing over to DEA. And so he has compensation waiting for him from then. We're going to see like if that compensation has amounted to a larger amount than,
that is true.
Than the money he was given. But definitely, it really just...
It rings the alarm of things that are happening under the sun, and what the government can be complacent with sometimes, and how there needs to be accountability that's done to as well. And how do we look at that?
Yeah.
In cases like this too as well,
because like in the court in 2004, which at the moment it was under the Moose administration, they did not do anything to follow the court order saying you have to bring back your citizen here. But also in what was presented by the commissioner of police at the time, saying that he voluntarily, handed over himself to the DA, and he was like, I never handed myself voluntarily.
You came up to my house, you
came to my house, you took me, and then you handed me over to the DA.
And then you told people that I voluntarily went and to be tried and everything,
so it's like,
but that wasn't the case. You just handed me over, and the DEA, Vince at the time was just saying like, well, you're not my property basically. Now you're mine to do what I feel.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot under the sun for this case, and I'm very much intrigued to see how it turns out too as well, because again, it kind of gives you an idea of certain things that happen sometimes under the rug that if you don't bring on a case, and this is why also it's really important that people are getting familiar with the justice system, that they are understanding of what their rights are, and when their rights are being denied in any kind of way, shape, or form, because they can be able to try these cases too as well and bring up the correct evidence, because we have to make sure that people are being accountable and that there's transparency taking place with what's going on in everybody's life and with their families. Because you think about the fact that, people are taken away from their family for so many years, being switched from prison to prison. There's so many little aspects that you look at it too as well, and things that the court did deem that he was supposed to come back. So all of that in itself So we're going to be definitely following this closer to see exactly what the details are and how things unfold from this.
Yeah. Move on to our next Couch Talk topic. And yesterday, the president of the National Teachers Union, Belize National Teachers Union, took over social media to make some clarifications about some misunderstanding that's taking place within the Ministry of Education as it regards to the claims that many teachers have not received money, their salaries, or some had salaries deducted. So yesterday, also like the Minister of Education said that some teachers, they got paid in advance in December, and that the money that was deducted was the advance that they had to repay to the government. Basically, Ms. Nadia Calles is saying that when they left the negotiation room last year, there was never any agreement of advance payment, right? And the next thing was that the negotiations were part of receiving salaries that should have been paid from a long time ago, rather than saying advance payment was to be received. So it's like,
What I think is super interesting about this, and a specific teacher which was providing receipts about this when it comes to the bank screenshots too as well, is teacher Rose Avila, and she's showed that, you know, December 19, like Kevin mentioned, she did receive $338, you know. In it actually said Sacred Heart Parish teachers increment, so like it said exactly, this is the other screenshot, by the way, guys, for the deductions, but she did mention that it said that, so this money came in, everything's fine and daddy, and then she later on sees a deduction for the same amount of money, but it just says miscellaneous on it too as well. And I think what's really important about understanding this, and what her, you know, qualm about the overall situation is just, she never asked for an advance in the first place. And she's saying also, for you to say miscellaneous on it, she doesn't like the term miscellaneous because she's trying to understand what really is miscellaneous. As you know, when you're doing budgeting.
Could be posters,
Yeah.
markers.
So, as you know with budgeting, and people that deal with budgets all the time, when you do miscellaneous, it's because this money can be taken for any reason. That's why it's miscellaneous. Like anything under the sun, you could be used for. And for them to be able to, again, and it was marked in it miscellaneous for her deductions, she's wondering, okay, why are you taking my money? Why are you taking the exact amount of money? I didn't agree to this. What's taking place? Imagine, and she made a really good point that she was thankfully in a position where she didn't have, her children are older. She doesn't necessarily have to be worrying about certain aspects. But catch her a couple years ago, this money could have made her not have light and water in her house. She couldn't be able to pay her rent or whatever it is too as well. So she's looking at the aspect of, this is so unfair to have not only you deduct this money, but you put it under the miscellaneous, and she wants answers. I'm sure other teachers want answers, just to understand what took place with these deductions. And she made mention too as well, there was no note, there was no letter, there was nothing to inform her and say, hey, Teacher Avila, I'm going to be deducting this money for you. It's going to be underneath miscellaneous. This is what happened, blah, 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 etc. You get the money, you take away the money. And it's just like that. I'm just left to look at my bank account and try to understand what is the situation in hand. And it feels unfair and unjust to persons that maybe you had your money plan, maybe whatever it is that you had, you have responsibilities that you need to deal with too as well. So the communication.
Right, and it's good to see that she is definitely backed up by her president of the Belize National Teachers Union, which is saying this was never agreed on. You know, the advance and you claiming back the advance was never agreed on. And as a matter of fact, you're not following on what we agreed on in December, which is to repay people that have not been paid for months, that had like frozen increments. So like that's what we negotiated, and that's what we were expecting. So nothing.
So this is like kind of new
to,
for
like,
us.
advance.
What's happening
yeah.
here?
So definitely, she claims that there was miscommunication as it regards to what was in the negotiating room in December to what was the follow-up process. So it's saying somebody needs to come up clear
Somebody
and
needs
say,
to just
like,
explain it.
explain what really transpired in the situation. And we hope that there can be some resolve in this miscommunication or this misunderstanding for whatever transpired in that negotiating room, where we're able to see that the teachers, they get their frozen increments and their well-deserved, increments. And so we're waiting to see if that really also like took place. I'm not sure if that has taken place.
No, we're gonna definitely be following up to see exactly what takes place, and I'm hoping that the government, the ministry specifically, can come out and just explain how this process took place properly, explain, the terms of miscellaneous and all these deductions, just so people can understand the context. Because I can't imagine, I'm sure you would not be able to imagine that You just wake up one day and you're supposed to be paid and you get a deduction and you're trying to understand where this deduction.
Yeah.
There are many people that sometimes have that case too as well. Like, where does deduction come from?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
what happened here? And you have plans for your money. Maybe you have things that you need to get done, and this money is supposed to be used for that. You didn't expect it, so it really comes up. And it's not a little bit of money. $338 is a lot of money too as well. So I'm just hoping for the answers to come out so that they can be able to better deal with the situation moving
Yeah.
forward, and also for better communication moving forward when these things happen, when you play people or you take out money from people's account or anything like that. Even when you put in money in people's account, I feel like there should be an explanation too as well. Yes, it's nice to see the money and whatever, but explain to me, okay, this money is going to be sent to you, Kevin. It's for this X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 etc. Answers, just simple things.
Okay. We move on to our next Couch Talk topic. And yesterday, 4 persons were arrested for illegal logging operations. And this came as a part of a patrol process that was getting done at the Manatee Forest Reserve. Again, so 4 persons from Cotton Tree that were arrested for illegal logging and having in their property a large number of like mahogany and other very priced logwood. So yeah, they were charged, and the Forestry Department again reminds anybody that in order for you to be able to do logging, you need to have proper permits. But it's so crazy that again, these folks from Cotton Tree, they were all the way down south, like doing all this illegal logging.
And I want to pick up the Wildlife Conservation Rangers too as well, because they're the ones that caught the bus initially when they were patrolling.
Yeah.
So big up to them for being able to see it. Just to put some context on the numbers that were happening here, guys, those 4 persons, like Kevin mentioned, are from Cotton Tree. This is Weldon Mas, Jesus Mas, Naomi Perez, and Alvarado Mas. And they were found in the possession of approximately 112 pieces of mahogany, 85 pieces of salmwood lumber, and various dimensions without any valid permits too as well. And so it's really a big thing where you're looking at this aspect of how people, this is a lot of
yeah,
logwood
it's
and
a lot.
everything.
It's a lot for one, the amount that they were operating illegally
So I
without a
wonder
permit.
how long it was happening too as well. 'Cause
Exactly.
this can't just be overnight,
Yeah,
Kev. Not with that
and what
amount.
we've observed from the illegal logging is that it's an indiscriminate process, right? They will go and they will cut any tree, no matter the age of it, right? Because in order for you to be able to log, let's say, a mahogany tree, it needs to have like a certain amount of years, have a certain indicators like diameter, height, and all of these things to ensure that it's a mature tree for it to be felled. But in this case, we know that illegal logging, they would just take whatever is
Anything
out
and
there.
everything.
So that really like affects, the environment, but also like, again, the forest is saying, you need to follow due process if you're gonna be doing this. And these 4 persons, they clearly were out. So like
They're operating on their own accord too as well. So I'm really glad to see that this bus took place. It's unfortunate because beyond just the bus taking place, the damage is already done.
Definitely.
And this is my thing a lot of times. I'm really happy, not get me wrong, I'm happy for these buses, but when you look also,
Yeah.
I'm like, shoot. It's basically
Yeah.
you're raping and that's also what they characterize the whole situation. The chief forest officer was looking and saying, they've raped basically the forest area, this reserve. They've taken so much, 112 pieces of mahogany, like 85 for the other wood, and then I think they found additional 30 other pieces of mahogany in the surrounding area too as well. This is a lot that you're just taking from the forest.
Yeah. So like one like side to it, it really makes
Tell
me
me.
question, how do we as consumers are able to like validate that the wood that we're purchasing comes from a space where they have the permit to be able to do this, right? Because if there was not the demand for wood, then probably this illegal logging would not take place, right? So like, how do we as consumers are able to like verify, okay, this supplier has the adequate permit and all of these things? I'm not sure if this is presented whenever there's any kind of like purchase going on, right?
I'm not sure
So at some point, I
either.
think we do have a consumer responsibility to exercise that whoever we're buying for is process and stamp and saying, you are a legal entity to be able to supply wood.
No, definitely. I also look at the aspect that sometimes when you are at that point where you're buying the wood or you're buying the product that was made from the wood too as well, there is that whoever's chopping the road, whoever's getting the wood, the next person is the merchant that buys that from it. And I think that's where the process would start, where you check and say, hey, let me see your permit to make sure that you have the responsibilities. Or, and this is the thing, Kevin, and this is the problem, and my brain just got into how you could go wrong the process, you could have a permit for a specific area. And then you go in our next area and you take wood from that area.
And that's not too far from the truth, because that has happened also.
We've seen that. We reported on that. So it's just that matter of two. So I love the idea of verifying and saying, okay, do you have the rights to be even doing this in the first place, to be selling it? Because remember, they come with some real crackhead kind of quick, cheap prices to us, and you're excited for it, but do you validate to say, hey, does this person have the right to be selling this wood? Could it be something that they were doing illegally, and then I am in that process of buying this, and then I maybe produce my good, but from what source too as well. But there's so many things to help you navigate that, or problems in navigating that too as well.
So this definitely raises the concern that our forest is at risk, right? There's so many illegal logging
I feel like
activities
every
that are
time we're
taking
hearing
place.
a story, we just take lick from left, right, and center.
That is true. Ren, let's move on to our next Couch Talk topic. And yesterday, the Miss Universe had a bit of heat taking place from a side, I guess, conference or a side activity that was organized by the Miss Universe pageant, where the vice president of the Miss Universe organization, Mr. Nawat Isara Grisil,
I love how you did this so
he was having a conference where they were having conversations, and one of the topics that came about was that, part of the agreement for the participants to be there is that they have to share, whatever promotional is taking place. So he called out Miss Mexico for not participating in a photo shoot, and also for not sharing all the content as regards to promoting Thailand. And basically he was questioning her, and he called her a dumbhead for following the lead of her organizer in Mexico, and saying, if you're following what your lead in Mexico is telling you, then you're a dumbhead, because you're supposed to be doing everything here for you to be able to participate and promote Thailand. And basically Miss Mexico did not take that lightly.
No.
She stood up and she was defending herself, and then during that process, he was like, hey, you shut up because I am talking. I did not give you any permission to talk, and all of these things. Eventually calling security to take her out. And that's where everybody was like, oh, what's really going on, right? And then some of the delegates, they got heated, and they also were saying, hey, we're in a space where you have to respect women, women, we're here for women empowerment and all of these things. And he was like, well, if you're gonna continue that way, he was like, more security. And then everybody got stand up, and they walked out. But before they walked out, he was like, if you want to remain in this contest, you better sit, right? And everybody was like, what? So
I love how you say it with such attitude, Kev. I love how you tell the story, man.
Because I had to follow it, I had to follow it, because it's crazy how, this is supposed to be a platform where you empower women. And that's what Miss Mexico had to share, right? We are not dolls here that you just come and make up and make us pretty and just do whatever you want with us. We're empowered women here, representing women that have a voice, that have a platform. So we're here to do that, and not just to be manipulated as how you feel.
You know what I think was super interesting about this, Kev? Thank you for telling the story. Man, Kev did a perfect job at this, giving the follow-up on it. But the fact that even the present reigning Miss Universe also walked out too as well, and she's like, she will not tolerate the disrespect that was given to Miss Mexico. Miss Mexico mentioned that, she completely respects all the persons and supports everybody in Thailand too as well. She's really grateful for it, but she won't stand there, like you mentioned, and be disrespected in that way too as well, because she has her certain beliefs or so. And I think beyond just being called out, being disrespected in that way, and then also being told all of the contestants that we're going to be walking out is like, okay, we're going to basically do this with or without you if you guys walk out. So I'm going to give you this big consequence just because you want to stand up. And that sisterhood too as well, for me, was such a evident showcasing there, where you see them saying, no, we can't tolerate that too. So they were walking out and all of that. And what we also can report is that our queen, Miss Universe Belize, Isabella Zabane, did also walk out too as well, in a sign of solidarity. We have this press statement that is just basically stating how, she's in good spirits, she's in good motions too as well, and that how they've talked to her already. The national director, Desiree Arnold, has mentioned that, they reaffirmed their position to support whatever that's taking place, and the sisterhood that's supposed to be taking place too as well. And so they made mention of that, and they're going to keep, communicating with her to make sure everything's working and going the way it's supposed to be going to as well. But what a big shift in how this pageant is looked at in that
true.
way.
That is true. Or maybe it's like it's like finally like whatever's happening behind these closed doors is coming out. You know, that could be it.
And you know, so I'm
That
gonna
could
read
be
up
it.
on like the socials a little bit, Kev, because you know you have to get like the full juice from some people, right? And then I was reading about a person that basically helped and supported a past Miss Universe pageant, and she stated that there's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that people don't know about, and there's a lot of promotion, there's a lot of logistics, and sometimes it becomes very pressure intense. And she's like, she doesn't justify anything of what he did. However, she does make mention that there are people that when they're in those situations, they can't handle the pressure and they just operate out of just like motion and emotion at that time. But again, she said that doesn't justify the right to call someone dumb. That doesn't justify the right to want to penalize persons for standing up for sisterhood.
Right.
And that shouldn't be done to us as well. Like, and if it's the case where somebody's not doing what you would like them to do, you can call them aside politely and say, hey.
Because she did say that. She was like, let's step to the side and let's have a one-on-one conversation rather than you calling me out in front. So what we can give you an update is that Miss Mexico still remains in the pageant. As a matter of fact, based on the stand that she did yesterday, she's now within like the top 10 contestants. So any publicity is good publicity. And by her, you know, being an empowered woman and standing up for herself, she basically went up on the ranks of Miss Universe.
In the polls, yeah.
And also Miss Universe organization has said that the plans for the pageant still continue as scheduled. The pageant is still scheduled for the 21st of November, and that they are in negotiations as to how they define the role of Mr. Nawat. But definitely stay tuned to Miss Universe because it is coming with a little shuffle. Right, let's move on to our last couch talk topic, and this is
First of all, when I read the title, I had to like take a minute to be like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for
Moving
it.
into a different topic that
It is bizarre.
it is bizarre. Okay,
Yeah.
yes, thanks for that word because I'm trying to find the words for it. I'm not sure if we were able to be looking on the story with, and I need to find his name because I do not want
It's
to.
Michael Martinez.
Michael Martinez, I think he's 32 years old, if I'm not mistaken.
32
years old, I'm good at numbers and the names, it's just a struggle. Michael Martinez has reportedly pleaded guilty for stealing 2 underwears, quote-unquote panties, from his ex on her clothesline.
But what was the reason why he the thief panty ran?
He, and again, his ex can report because she called him about it. This is so interesting. So the way how it's wrong now is, you know, she went home, she hang out the clothes and everything is happening. She's doing her own jolly good day. And then she looks out and she sees him, and then like she sees like him run and go, right? And she's like seeing him by the line. So she called him to say like, hey, were you in my yard? Because you know, like sometimes when you see somebody to run or so, you don't necessarily know if you actually see that person. So she called and she's like, hey, were you in my yard? And he's basically stating like, yes, you know, it was me and I did steal the panties because I wanted to quote unquote obey you. And I'm putting it in a nicer way than what she said it, by the way, in the nicest way possible. And so he's like, there's nothing you can do about it too as well, and hanging up the phone. And so she made a report on this overall situation. Thankful for her to make the report. I'm really glad, again, big lesson, regardless of these crazy threats or crazy, because he also mentioned that he wanted to kill her too as well. He wanted to obey her too as well. And so all of that in itself, she did not take that lightly, which I'm really glad for, especially with what's been happening in the scene as of last month. She went to go and make the report for it. They picked him up and he pled guilty.
Yeah, for stealing 2 underwear.
That were valued at like $12 each, like $24. He ended up paying.
What's interesting about this note, Ren, is that he has been convicted 15 times.
Yeah, that one for me was like
15 criminal convictions. So it's like, how this man is still out there, you know? Or like why he's not getting the necessary support for rehabilitation or something.
Because he has one for theft, he has one for assault. He has different ones out there too as well. So I'm in my mind, I'm like, how are you still being able to walk freely in that way? Or just like not being able to be put in a program, getting some kind of support in that manner too as well. But I guess also, when you look at the offenses, many times, if they're small, minor offenses, you're out, nothing really comes from it, you move on with life from there. But I'm really glad, and again, commending her for being able to make that report, because some people would just say like, this is probably just, you know, cool or whatever it is, and they would leave it at that. But because of how the situations are intense now,
Right.
And people need to be mindful of their safety, her making that report,
Yeah.
and then being able to deal with it too as well. I'm really commending the whole, because it can, again, these small situations, as funny as it seemed for stealing panty or whatever it is, but the way how he threatened her and the way how, and what he wanted it for too as well, it really does show that maybe
Yeah.
he's not in the correct state of mind.
And it, for me, like, it highlights that there are many ways how gender-based violence manifests itself, right?
Yes.
And here we can see there's a psychological abuse or an emotional abuse because he's saying, I will obey you, right? And if anybody was to, like, you know, believe in those things and feel a certain way, you can see how it can, you know, like, affect you mentally, because if anything happens, you'll be like, oh, because he obeyed me, right? But it definitely, it's like, we do have to have a conversation among men and be like, yo, like, what is this? And trying to exercise power and control over women. You know, like, you can't just take your loss, and because this is your ex-girlfriend, right? So it's like you can't just take her loss and let her be, but no, you will do whatever you can to manipulate her to stay with you. And here you are going into the spiritual realm and saying, I'm gonna do your obia so you can stay with me. It's like, how manipulative is this, right? And how abusive is this? And it's like, we take it for joke again, but it's just to see, like, how gender-based violence can occur in its many ways. And definitely...
And you know, people look at a situation like this, Kevin, they would just laugh and say, oh my gosh, he did this, blah, 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 etc. But they don't understand, like you're saying, the real core of this.
Yeah.
Of how persons, men specifically, are not being taught properly how to deal with, you know, denial, how to deal with, because there was reports also that there was infidelity on both parties in the relationship too as well, so they broke up and whatever it is, but not being able to deal with emotions, not being able to respect persons' boundaries of, like, I no longer want, this relationship no longer serves a purpose,
Yeah.
it once serves and we must part our ways. There's that big discard for, like, I have the right to leave when I want to leave, to say no to this, to say no to you, and being able for you to accept that no. It's not
Yeah.
being, I feel like, exercised or thought enough for young men to understand this and how to navigate those emotions. Because of course hurt comes, but how do you navigate the hurt? What you do and what actions come after being hurt is super important, I think, for the basis of these things.
Right, and we're not sure if this is a case of, like, any, like, mental illness, but at the end of the day, we can say this is the case of gender-based violence.
Yes,
and
definitely.
again, I connect very well with the comment here is that why, after he is known to have 15 criminal convictions, he's still out there, you know, and there's different convictions that he's been charged for. It's like, why is this man still out there, you know, putting a threat to people, putting a threat to other women? And, you know, it also reflects on, like, other situations of gender-based violence where partners, they've had multiple reports and they're still out there, you know, posing a threat to their partners or to their exes or whosoever.
Yeah.
So I feel like this case needs to be looked on.
We need to
deeper.
take every single report that's been given more seriously. Can't be just thinking and laughing off these things. So, like, I'm really glad to see them deal with the situation the way they did. I think it's also showcasing that they are looking at any little threat as a lot more posing of seriousness. So definitely, guys. So we're gonna keep you informed of how anything else unravels with this, but let it be known, any threat you received, any small occurrence that you feel like is substantial, make sure you make these right reports.
That is true.
Please, I'm begging you, because you never know how things can shift.
Yeah.
But-
and with that, we come to the end of our couch talk. We want to say thank you so much to everybody that has tuned in, you know, contributed to our chat via Facebook Live. You know, your conversations and your input definitely, you know, makes way for a greater community conversation about the different topics that we shared with you today. As we wrap up, we have a beautiful sunrise.
I just want to do
share.
a quick birthday shout out.
Okay.
I have no picture for it, but I'm doing a quick birthday shout out for Monday because we had so much stuff happening and I wasn't able to give my grandmother-in-law, but I just call her Mama and done. Adalia Mosiah, happy blessed birthday, happy belated birthday too as well. I'm praying she watches the show every single day, by the way, very, very much, and she loves you. So giving you a happy, happy blessed birthday. May this new chapter be filled with dances and fun and laughter and joy, and may you continue to spread your bright light in all the scenes that you come into. We will celebrate very soon. Happy, happy blessed birthday, Mama. Love you dearly.
Definitely. And a happy belated birthday to my grandmother who celebrated her birthday yesterday. Miss Carlota Mendez is tuning in from Washington, watching the show also. Definitely, Gran, we love you so much. You're such a great matriarch. You know, in many ways, you have helped and shaped the family and who we are today, and we're so grateful to still have you present with us. We love you, and we really hope that you enjoyed your birthday
You're the
yesterday.
best.
We love you and wish you many, many more. As we wrap up our couch talk, we have a sunrise to share with you.
We do.
So let's cue in this beautiful sunrise. It's like a November sunrise, you know, because it's like cloudy and gloomy.
It's dark, but I love it in that way. You know, like, I can't explain it, but it's there. It's doing what it needs to do. I love this. And this is from Sokotash.
It's from Sokotash? Okay. Wow, Charisse.
Joking. We missed you, Charisse, by the way. Big up to Charisse, wherever you are. You know you're doing wonderful things presently. But this is from Sokots, but AKA Sokotash. I think my husband still knows Charisse as Sokotash.
Yeah. Everybody knows. That's a good one. Bring back Sokotash.
Bring back Sokotash. We should change the way we pronounce it, man. We should. Like, who tells you can't say, and this is Sokotash, a sunrise directly from Sokotash, the touch of Soka. Like, okay.
Done.
We must go to a commercial break. And we'll be right back, guys. We said we have dynamic conversations ranging from the National Child's Parliament that's coming up very soon. There's a kettle drive with Salvation Army, and we're going to also be talking about strategic partnerships and what PAC and Palm are going to be doing in particular for primary and high school students. So excitement, great conversations. Tell a friend, tell a cousin, bring a dog. We're doing all the fun stuff.
That's
and let's
true.
watch Sunup on 7 together.
Stay tuned.
We'll be right back. Sokotash.
Hi, have you heard about the expungement of criminal records? Well, as of August 1st, 2024, the Criminal Records Rehabilitation of Offenders Act allows for you to apply to have certain criminal charges permanently erased from your record. Isn't that amazing?
So, what makes you eligible to apply for expungement? The offense must qualify for expungement based on Schedule 2 and 3 of the law. You must meet the applicable rehabilitation period. This is the time period you must wait before you can apply. The applicant must not have any outstanding matters or have had any other convictions during the rehabilitation period. You can qualify for automatic expungement for certain first-time drug offenses, as well as COVID-related offenses. So, what are the benefits of expungement? Well, it broadens employment and educational opportunities that a criminal record would normally hinder.
It gives you a peace of mind, away from the stigma of having a criminal conviction, and provides you with access to services that may be otherwise restricted.
If you have a past criminal conviction, here's what you can do to get it expunged. First, verify if you qualify for expungement. Then, prepare the application package. Each package consists of 2 forms. Applications are available countrywide. You then make a non-refundable payment of $100 at your nearest Treasury Department and finally submit the package and payment receipt to any Ministry of Human Development office countrywide. Note, applicants will receive a notification within 90 days to see if their application was approved or denied. So, if you are interested, visit any Human Development office countrywide, any magistrate court, or the Ministry of Home Affairs office in Belmopan. For more information, you can call 227-2716 or you can WhatsApp 613-0343.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Can you produce your driver's license, please?
Sure, no problem.
Okay, Mr. Vernon, it's valid. Mr. Vernon, did you know your insurance will be up tomorrow?
Oh, really?
Make sure you try to update your policy, please.
Thanks so much for the heads up. Babe, can you please renew my policy?
We know that you get caught up in life sometimes, which is why RF&G Insurance makes renewing your insurance policy easy with WhatsApp. Just WhatsApp the words "Get Started" to 670-8700. We will prompt you to select the service you are interested in, select the service, and answer a few simple questions. An RF&G representative will process your request and follow up with you when your transaction is completed. It's that easy. Use WhatsApp and skip the lines. Remember, it pays to get it right with RF&G Insurance, a Row Group company.
Are you still circling around the city, searching high and low for a parking spot? Stop wasting time, energy, and, most importantly, costly fuel. Bring your ride to the downtown plaza parking lot and park your baby in a safe, dedicated space. No need to risk parking on the streets where your baby can be scratched, dented, or bumped. Downtown Plaza parking lot offers safe, easy, and convenient parking right in the heart of the city. Just head to Albert Street, make a right turn on Bishop Street, and you are there in a secure, worry-free environment. Imagine the peace of mind knowing your car is in a safe spot while you enjoy your day. So, don't delay. Park with confidence at the Downtown Plaza parking lot, where convenience meets safety and peace of mind is guaranteed.
Indian restaurant located at 148 Newton Barracks Road in Belize City, saying great authentic Indian cuisine. More space, a VIP area, and better ambience. Visit them at their new location or place your order via WhatsApp to 614-667. Restaurant. Come enjoy a true Indian experience.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sunup on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your nation station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
These charter mints aren't
We're navigating along the coastline.
This morning, the 2023 in the...
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Cherie Culsel,
And here's what's ahead for you on 7 News tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm a bureaucrat.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Good morning, my beautiful Sunup on 7 family. Welcome to your Wednesday episode. It's time for us to engage with a great and exciting conversation because the 5th cohort of the National Children's Parliament is coming next on November 14th. They're going to find out more details about it. What is the inspiration and the contribution of the National Children's Parliament? Who's participating? And how can you tune in to support this amazing initiative? Joining us, we have Ms. Michelle Rodriguez, the Public Relations and Communications Officer at the Ministry of Human Development. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure to have you on Sunup on 7, all the way from Belmopan.
Thank you. I had to get up a little earlier. A little bit earlier.
She got here before me, just so you know. So that's the commitment she has for the conversation today.
And I thought Tyann was bad for coming in the same time for me.
But yeah, welcome to Sunup on 7.
Thank
Very excited
you.
for this contribution. And we're also joined by our friends from the National Commission of Families and Children, Ms. Tiana Felix and Marcus August. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
How are you all doing today?
Great. Excited to be here.
I love it. You know, November 14th is very close, so we're very excited about
week.
you know what's taking place.
Friday.
And of course, we gotta celebrate the area rep for Cayo North. You know, Mr. Kai Blanco joining us. How are you doing today, Kai?
I am fine. It's a real pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much. You sound very poised and very diplomatic.
For some reason, when he spoke, just like, I should sit up a little bit.
I felt that too, you know.
feel
I
like,
felt
let
that
me
too.
sit up a little bit.
That's probably from the training.
Yeah, I mean the honorable's present. So let me.
That's right.
Right. Okay.
I love it.
Fitting into that role, a child parliamentarian.
I like it. And I know you guys do extensive training. This is a really great event that I look forward to every single year because the young people showcase exactly how ideally we want Parliament to be. Like in the nicest way possible. Like they have really been great pillars to show that it's possible to be fully respectful. It's possible to bring your ideas in there and like discuss it, debate it properly to us or present. They have that time. So let's talk a little bit because it's 5 years we're doing now? Is it
fifth cohort? Yeah.
The fifth cohort, right? So this is amazing that we're getting this done. Let's talk about just the idea of how the timeline has been thus far.
Yeah.
Who's gonna give me that information?
Maybe Marcus?
Marcus, we're gonna look at you because Tiana literally she's like, Marcus,
Tiana was like,
Okay, yeah, it's about the
but like just like the timeline of how this normally takes place, because you know
The
people
preparation.
have the preparation and so
All right,
forth.
so the initial call was done January 2024, and then we had a small setback. And then we elected all the students that we decided to work with, and then we got a consultant. So the consultant plays a very important role in terms of molding the children, taking their ideas from research to debatable in the house.
Nice.
And so currently we're here now, and we have our area representative of Cayo North, and we have all of them very prepared. And so it's basically that in a nutshell, from research to preparations to having them be as poised as possible and very respectable and
I love it.
well
Yes.
researched.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marcus. Tiana, how do you feel about the years when during the implementation of the National Children's Parliament? What do you feel are some of the outcomes of this initiative?
Well, I know this is one of the only child mechanism for child feedback in the entire country. So this is a really great initiative so that we're amplifying their voices, especially the young voices of Belize.
Yeah.
So I think it's been a really great initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the angle of NCFC, what is the reason for having this initiative?
So would you like to do that?
So, all right, let me help her with that.
Yeah.
So, the last parliament, we had the bill of ending child marriage early because of all the extreme complications that occur with that specific issue in Belize. And as you could see, that was in the child parliamentarian discussion and passed as a bill.
Yeah.
All right, so it's basically giving them, amplifying their voices, but also correcting issues that they currently face.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
So I want to bring the Honorable Kai into this conversation, man, because he has me sitting upright and everything. Tell me about just your ambition or your aspiration to actually take on this position too as well and to be in the parliament. Like, has it been something that you just wanted to try out? Is it something you always wanted to do? Tell us a little bit about that.
No, politics has been an ambition of mine for many years, you know, especially from a very young age. It's been a dream of mine since I joined primary school, and what I'm serving as right now is a minister. My portfolio is that of health, as the Honorable Michelle Chabat is also acquainted with. Now, my interest in it is that our voices actually get heard to the nation, that our opinions are made. And we get to make decisions that would change the quality of life for the children of this country. The children that are the future of this country and the future leaders of this country.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I look at the aspect of health, which is one of Kev's favorite topics too as well. And I'd love to just get your thoughts. I'm not asking you to tell me your full proposal, but like maybe one or something that, you know, when it comes to health that you'd like to be, what you're going to be presenting. Just a neat teaser of what could be.
Renate asking a very delicate question.
Delicate question? Oh, darn, I was just like, what is one thing
I feel like you didn't
change?
fish. I feel like you didn't fish for the topic.
I didn't fish. Let's do it.
Please answer very politically neutral. Okay?
Very neutral.
I like how like the purple right there and it's like for health. Is there any aspect, just you like a topic specifically in health that you'll be tackling?
It's a very crucial topic, you know, a topic that would change the lives of many young people in this country, a topic that would sort of give them independence, you know, I would say.
All right. Yeah, independence, better autonomy, and also like improve the quality of life that children and adolescents are experiencing in the country. Correct. Tell us, how do you feel about the cohort? You've had the opportunity to meet them. How do you feel about everybody that's stepping forward to also being a parliamentarian like you?
No, the cohort is comprised of many children, you know, mixed children with different personalities, different opinions, different views on the bill. So I would say the cohort is very educated, you know. I mean, this has been going on since last year. We didn't have the parliament last year because of some issues. And since then, we have been having classes, presentations done by very important people, trained people, you know.
Very good.
And these presentations help us to learn and to basically get the grasp of what we are going to debate on next week.
Okay, sounds like you are fully ready and prepared. I mean, it's something that has been in the process for like last year. So November 14th, I'm sure it's very well anticipated for it to like be here ready for you to like showcase what you and the other parliamentarians are working on.
Correct.
Michelle, let's bring you into the conversation.
She's like, I wasn't scared.
Yeah, you were,
I was just scared.
She's like, I'm here for props right now.
how do you feel as the Ministry of Human Development, you know, supporting NCFC and children into this initiative?
Well, it's been an honor for us to do it. The NCFC falls under the Ministry of Human Development. So whatever role we can play in supporting the NCFC, the NWC, the Council of Aging, we do support. So it's, for me, I'm new, but what I have learned so far is that their dedication, the NCFC's dedication, especially to this and to all the campaigns that they have championed, has been incredible to watch because they put their heart and soul into it. And I know it's a very small group of people, but they've done amazing work. So I just want to congratulate them on that.
Thank you.
But yes, and so my minister is very passionate about it. I know she has met with her representative already, and they had a good 2 hours together. And so I know it's something that we are looking forward to, and whatever we are called to do, we will do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How do you, observing the preparation that has taken place for November 14th, how do you feel about it? And also, like, you know that this is something that happens yearly. What words of encouragement would you have to any child that's tuned in, or maybe to a parent that's tuned in and be like, I would like my child to be part of this process? What would you like share with them?
Well, I would say encourage your child to do it. Encourage your child to tune in on the 14th. What I've seen is that these children are very passionate about it. I love especially how they have carried themselves, and they've been doing their research. They've been preparing. And for me, that is really good, because if you're going to go to something and you're going to represent a government minister, or even yourself, your family, you're out there, and that you need to put in the work, you know, and it will show. As we can see, Kai right here beside me, he's so well poised, he's well spoken, and it's just I can definitely see you being a representative one day. Just keep it up, right? Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask again in a nicer way. What are some of the, for people, because I want to also draw people's attention to make sure they tune in on the 14th too as well. You have to give them a little tease, a little spice, something to like say, I want to see what the children's opinion on this will be. You know, Marcus talked about last time they're looking at the end early child unions, and that was a really great bill to be able to post and all of that too as well. So on that same note, if we could give me and the audience that are listening here something to like say, okay, tuning in next week, Friday, November 14th, we're going to be able to get these range of different topics or something along that note. I'm not asking for specifics, I'm just asking for topics. I'm fishing again, putting out my bait. Who's going to catch it?
Well, the kids have been engaged in sessions on like various topics, ranging from road safety, child protection, you know, safety, health, also education and services, governance and leadership. So they've been engaged in many different sessions, so they get to choose within those topics what they want.
And then they propose what they want to
yes,
as well.
they propose what they want. So it could range, it's broad.
It's really broad. You get this
touched on a
topic,
lot
like Kai got health, and so he can go, and health has so much, as Kev could tell me, so much different overarching umbrellas that he can be able to dive into.
Yes.
So he gets to pick one specific, or can he do more than one? How does that work?
They can incorporate whatever they choose, but they touched on a lot of social issues in Belize. So they get to choose from that.
Well, that's so great to hear. And I have to resonate the congratulations from Ms. Michelle saying you're doing an excellent job in preparing the young people to be present on the 14th, you know, present their causes. And I feel like it also shows the children that you value their contribution, right?
Yes.
We're saying you are living various situations that we may be aware of, but whenever it comes from you, like, it just, I guess, amplifies whatever cause they're advocating for, and saying you have the capacity to advocate for it, reflecting on what happened last year, talking about child marriage, and seeing it pass at the House, saying, wow, we really see you, and we know that you can make a change. So like, that's highly commendable. Because it's not just lip service saying, oh, children are the future of the country, but it's saying you are the future making a difference. So it's such a great initiative that we really, really like value and congratulate you for doing. So we're definitely tuned in on the 14th. Can you give us some details as to like how can we participate?
All right, so I'll be getting the streaming link to all the media houses. It's going to be on the Child Parliamentarian Facebook page. It's going to be on NCFC both pages, and I'll get the link to all the media houses.
And what time are we running?
The initial show starts, I think, 8, and then in the Parliament it's going to be 9.
Yeah, host meeting starts at 9.
But the pre-show is going to be 8.
Okay, so from 8, and then we run until what time more or less too as well?
I believe it's 12.
Till 12. Okay, until when the kids want to stop.
That too.
I like how Miss Michelle laughed at that. I was like, I'm not sure.
They might not want to stop. No. But I love that they're being, from what happened the last time, that what they said, it mattered and it made a change. So, your voices matter.
So thank you so much for sharing the details. So tune in on the Children's Parliamentarian Facebook page for you to see how these young young parliamentarians, you know, present their points and execute this, which we're very excited to see. Kai, as we wrap up this conversation, can you, for one, send a message to your other parliamentarians that are going to be joining you? Maybe they're nervous, they're anxious, whatever feeling they're going through. Can you share a message with them and also encourage other young people that may be tuned in that want to follow your footsteps, are very interested in politics and making a change, to participate in the upcoming Children's Parliamentarian?
Well, what I can say to them is not to be afraid. To engage in every activity that they can possibly can, with whether it's community service, youth groups at church, anything that they think would improve their areas, you know. And I can say that to them that their voices matter, their voices is crucial to the future. And that to my cohort, they are the future as well, the future leaders of this country. And I believe that what we debate on next week will be very crucial to the people and the youths.
I like that.
I want you to know, Kai, Chris O'Brien is saying, proud of you, Kai. You have your family support in here too as well. And there are other persons that are saying they're super.
Supporters.
I love it. They're in there telling you how proud and how amazing you are too as well. I think this is Jace Blanco.
And Jace Carter Blanco is saying, well done, son. You are doing amazingly. We're so proud of you.
My father tuning all the way from
we love
New
it.
York. Oh, wow.
There you go.
Big up New York, man. Okay, true.
Big up his dad.
Big up his dad.
My other family in New York as well are tuning in.
Oh, look at that. See? And I'm sure they're going to be tuning in for next week too as well.
Definitely. Even my auntie who's going to Malaysia, she still be tuning in.
I love this family support. And I just want to throw this out there, beyond them just being able to speak and talk about what they're passionate about. Family, friends, loved ones. You are also responsible for supporting them and creating a safe place that they feel that they can have the platform to speak. So to big up to your family, I love that, to see all the way, everywhere, they're going to be tuned in no matter what. That really shows how much they believe in you.
Yes, congratulations, and we wish you all the best and the other parliamentarians that are going to be joining you on November 14th. I'm sure you're going to be doing an excellent job, and we look forward to what's going to be the outcome from it.
So with that, guys, we're going to go to our next commercial break, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
The roads of Belize connect us all. Riders, drivers, families, friends. Every day begins with a little routine and the confidence that life's journeys are protected. From school drop-off through the daily grind and everything in between, each with different roads ahead, yet one common goal: to arrive safely. Atlantic Insurance stands with Belize's riders and motorists with affordable protection, support, and peace of mind for the journey ahead. For the roads we share and the lives we protect, Atlantic Insurance is by your side, insuring you from life's unexpected. Atlantic Insurance, insuring you from life's unexpected.
This Christmas, get into the joy with Uno. Imagine winning a shiny motorcycle, a brand new TV, a brand new fan, or grocery coupons to make your holiday shopping easier. The surprises keep coming. All you have to do is visit Uno, and for every $25 on fuel, you'll get a coupon. Fill out and participate. Get one coupon for each quart of Uno lubricants or 2 for a gallon. Visit your nearest Uno gas station today. Fill your tank and drive into Christmas cheer with Uno. Uno gas stations.
Welcome to the V Department Store. We are conveniently located on Pony Drive in Belize City. That's right on Pony Drive in Belize City. At the V Department Store, we offer a wide variety of groceries, cosmetics, kitchen appliances, kitchenware, electronics, and more. We've also recently expanded to the second floor to better meet your household and office furniture needs. We now have a wide variety of furniture, home decor, and accessories. We have a shared vision for a comfortable and customer-friendly shopping experience. Visit us today and be warmly greeted by our reasonable prices and cordial staff. The V Department Store. Experience the ultimate shopping destination.
These charter means aren't
We're navigating along the coastline.
This morning, the 2023 in the
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Shirley Halsell,
And here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craig.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Good morning, my Sunup on 7 family. Welcome back to your Wednesday episode of Sunup on 7. If the chilly weather is not telling you that Christmas is near, something else will tell you that, and that's the Salvation Army kettle that you're going to be hearing very soon. Today we're going to talk about that initiative. What does that represent, and where does your contribution go to? And joining us to give us all this insight, we have Major Mark Eddie Montplaisir joining us from the Salvation Army. Good morning, Major. How are you doing today? How is your Wednesday energy?
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for having me. Well, as you know, my name is Mark Eddie Montplaisir. I'm the district officer for the Salvation Army here in Belize. So I'm so good to be here and talking about the Christmas for this year, 2025.
Yes.
So I'm sure you have like a high anticipation waiting for this time of
course.
year, no?
Always. I feel like from November starts, then you guys start to get ready, right?
From October. We start having meeting and see how we're going to do it and discuss what happened last year, correct what need to be corrected, and get it better to the people,
I love it.
So reflecting on that situation of like the kettle drive is an annual initiative from the Salvation Army. How do you feel it's been going over the years? Do you have more contribution than other years? How does that?
Well, for here in Belize, last year even though we never make our target, however, when I look at some previous year, we make a huge difference. We really appreciate the help of the people in Belize. And I strongly believe this year we are going to make the target because I strongly believe the people of Belize will support us greatly.
Most definitely. So talk to us now that we're getting ready for this kettle drive. People hear about it. I think everybody knows that red kettle, that little ring and everything too as well. What is the money really used for people that, sometimes see it and they're wondering, okay, what do I give to this kettle drive? Like, what would it help, or who is it going to help?
Well, the fund that raised from the kettle, let me put it in that context. This money will remain here in Belize. Firstly, we will be having a Christmas dinner for more than 8,000 to 1,000 children from different schools. And not only that, we will provide toys for them as well.
I love it.
And for the elderly, we will provide vouchers for them. That is the hard part, because those people that are really waiting on the Salvation Army to get a voucher to go to buy their turkey, whatever they would like to. So the money not only we're going to provide for the children and for the elderly, but we're going to some shelters, and sometime too we go to the hospital and where we share some little basic, you know, to the people that maybe would have nobody will visit them but expect Salvation Army to pass by.
Ah, nice.
Yes.
So there's a lot of work that goes into it, and there's a lot of persons that need and are in need and expect the support from the Salvation Army too as well.
Yeah. And that's why we call upon the people, especially those maybe who miss the opportunity. Please join us, support the kettle, because your money, it will use for a good purpose.
For people out there that maybe for some reason they're not able to see a kettle around them, where would they be able to go to also still donate towards it? Like they really want to...
Well, there are many ways they can do that. Firstly, they can call the head office from 227-3365. They can call us. If they want, we can go and pick up whatever they want to donate, because I said to myself, every little gift is meaningful. It doesn't matter, you know? So call us, or if they are so desire, they can pass by our head office at 41 Regent Street and drop the donation.
Okay.
Or wherever they see Salvation Army port, kettle, drop something. Because we'll have people in different places, especially in supermarkets and at shopping centers. We'll have people, will be there, the volunteers will collect, be kind to them.
And so in that same note, so I'm just guessing here, like if somebody's out by Save You, right? And like instead of giving the money, they wanted to give like toilet paper or something like that. Is that accepted?
We will, because remember that we have what we call it the parcel that we do, the hampers that we do. We put those things as well in it.
So that actually can work too as well for persons.
Whatever they have, just bring it to the Salvation Army and we'll have use for it.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that aspect because, you know, for persons out there that maybe they have something at home and like they want to bless somebody with it, they might not have the extra cash. This is a perfect opportunity for them to be able to do that. If there's like a toy that was bought and like their child didn't use it, they can be able to give it to us all because you know that they're doing the toy drive for the children.
Exactly, because what is all about giving is the heart. How you give it. It doesn't matter what you give, but how you do it.
Yeah.
That is matter to the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And you said this year you do have a target that you're aiming for.
Yes,
Can you share what the target
Well,
is?
last year we had in our mind to raise 100,000, but unfortunately we didn't. But we give God thanks for whatever we got. But this year we still have the same target, and I'm fighting to make it this year. And I strongly believe with everybody in Belize, we will make it.
Definitely. So you shared that there's going to be like kettles in different parts of the city, but also the country. Like for residents of Belize City, where more or less can they expect to see a kettle?
First of all, let me put it in that context. We will be having our launching this Friday, 7th of November, by the battlefield at 10 a.m.
Okay.
So from that day, kettle will start. Okay? So from Bodies, from Angelos Press, Golden Bay, Publix, and Savio, Mirab, and Tourist Village, and we just have some few who supposed to call us to give us the okay, but those are places that will be having volunteers.
All right. So the launch is this Friday.
Friday at 7.
At the Battlefield Park.
At 10.
10 a.m. at the Battlefield Park.
Yes.
Very good.
And they can be able to look out and see. And if persons out there, I put a number in the chat again for people that maybe want to just send something in, which is 227-3365.
Yes. And try to be the first person to drop something in the port.
That's a great challenge.
Exactly, like challenge them, and then you could take a little video and say, "Hey, I dropped in the pot."
Yeah.
What you're gonna do? Your turn to drop too as well. But I think, you know, understanding the need and money stays directly in our country. It's supporting our people too as well. It really should implore and push people to like give back something, even if you can't financially give. You have a pantry. You have little things that are in there that maybe you're not going to be using to as well, that you can bless somebody with too as well, so that they can have a good Christmas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if you allow me, look at it that way, you know, we are bringing love to the children and less fortunate. And the elderly people maybe have been retired for many years, they don't have any income, you know, all this. So when we bring joy to them and in a way like this, they feel excited.
Somebody's hearing Miss Claudia saying, I used to love when Salvation Army used to be in front of the post office at the Paslo building back in my days, ringing the bell and the red bucket going to and fro, telling us Christmas is coming.
It's coming.
Because it symbolic of
That
that
is
too.
true.
So
That is true.
everybody knows when you see this red kettle, Christmas is coming.
I
Christmas
agree.
is in the
I
air,
agree.
giving and cheer
That's
and
true.
all of that.
That's true. So people say, wait for the 19th to pass. But that's okay. That's
because some people wanted to put
there,
their
there,
Christmas
there
tree
can be a
up.
conflict there, but definitely it's good to hear that the Salvation Army is once more doing this drive to be able to support the community in the many initiatives that you conduct. You know, supporting children, supporting the homeless, supporting the elderly. It's really good to hear that this initiative is once more going to be knocking at your door. Yeah.
And ringing the bell. So
Ringing the
as
bell.
we're wrapping up this conversation, is there any final remarks, Major, that you want to remind people, anything at all that you want to give?
For sure. Firstly, allow me to say thanks to the Belizean people for always supporting the Salvation Army. Okay, not only during the Christmas season, but along, you know. And now, as we're about to kick off our kettle, we ask everybody, join us, you know, and support the kettle. Wherever you see somebody with the bell, ringing the bell or the pot, drop something. And even give them a word as well of encouragement, because we are all do it together. And our theme for this year, hope marches on. So let us bring hope to the people. Those who don't have no hope, let us bring hope and make them happy. Thank you again for being able to understand us.
I love the aspect too as well of the volunteers, because they're all volunteers that
yes.
are ringing the bell.
Yeah.
To encourage them too as well.
Yes.
To carry on. Thank you for your service. Thank
Exactly.
you for volunteering and giving back too as well. Guys, I think that is a good challenge to do to us. Even if you're not giving something in, just give a word of encouragement
Exactly.
to
Yeah,
them when
some
you're seeing
kindness,
them.
definitely.
That's some kindness. But if you can give, I implore you to give. They're going to be starting, the launch is November 7th right here this Friday.
It's
Friday.
Friday, yes,
Yeah.
I just remember like Friday's
10
the 7th.
a.m.
10 a.m. Battlefield
Battlefield.
Park too as well. Be the first to put in the kettle and continue giving and tell people to give to as well. It doesn't necessarily always have to be money. If you can give pantry items, they're fine, used for whatever it is that you give. And you can ask questions too as well. If you've missed this conversation fully, you can go back and check and see exactly what the money is used for and tell persons to be able to be a part of the change in Belize.
Yeah.
But with that, guys, we're going to go to our next commercial break. And when we're back, we're diving into excitement with Pact and Apamo, talking about strategic partnership. And in particular, the opportunity to support primary and secondary high school students. Stay tuned.
Thank you,
Okay,
Major.
thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Can you produce your driver's license, please?
Sure, no problem.
Okay, Mr. Vernon, it's valid. Mr. Vernon, did you know your insurance will be up tomorrow?
Oh, really?
Make sure you try to update your policy, please.
Thanks so much for the heads up. Babe, can you please renew my policy?
We know that you get caught up in life sometimes, which is why RF&G Insurance makes renewing your insurance policy easy with WhatsApp. Just WhatsApp the words "Get Started" to 670-8700. We will prompt you to select the service you are interested in, select the service, and answer a few simple questions. An RF&G representative will process your request and follow up with you when your transaction is completed. It's that easy. Use WhatsApp and skip the lines. Remember, it pays to get it right with RF&G Insurance, a Road Group company.
Are you still circling around the city, searching high and low for a parking spot? Stop wasting time, energy, and, most importantly, costly fuel. Bring your ride to the downtown plaza parking lot and park your baby in a safe, dedicated space. No need to risk parking on the streets where your baby can be scratched, dented, or bumped. Downtown Plaza parking lot offers safe, easy, and convenient parking right in the heart of the city. Just head to Albert Street, make a right turn on Bishop Street, and you are there in a secure, worry-free environment. Imagine the peace of mind knowing your car is in a safe spot while you enjoy your day. So, don't delay. Park with confidence at the Downtown Plaza parking lot, where convenience meets safety and peace of mind is guaranteed.
Indian restaurant located at 148 Newton Barracks Road in Belize City, saying great authentic Indian cuisine. more space, a VIP area, and better ambience. Visit them at their new location or place your order via WhatsApp to 614-667. Restaurant. Come enjoy a true Indian experience.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sunup on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your nation station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
These charter mints aren't
We're navigating along the coastline.
This morning, the 2023
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Sheree Kelso,
And here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craft.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Sun Up on 7. It's Wednesday. I want to thank you so much for making some company to Renata and I and our guests that come to today's episode. If you miss any of our conversations, you can always go back and watch our Facebook recorded live, or stay tuned to our Facebook and Instagram pages to know who our guests and what conversations they bring forward to the show. We have one last exciting conversation waiting for you, and this is for any primary or secondary school student that's thinking, I would like to be a ranger. So there's an initiative called Ranger for a Day. And today we're going to be talking about what the initiative is like, how can you apply, and of course, all the excitement that comes with it. So joining us on our couch, we have our friends from PAC, Anna Palma joining us, which is a joint partnership. So we have Janelle Mencias, the Communications and Marketing Manager of PAC. Janelle, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on Sun Up on 7.
Good morning, Renata.
How do you feel about this initiative?
I'm excited. We have to nurture the future conservation leaders now, not tomorrow. And so I think it's a great start to have children feel out what it's like being in the field, what it's like to protect nature and really to help protect what keeps us going as Belize, what keeps us thriving.
I like
so
that.
I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, what you shared definitely makes me excited about the initiative too. Next to you, we have Ms. Alyssa Roches. You're the Program Director of the Association of Protected Areas Management Organization. Alyssa, how are you doing today? What's your Wednesday energy like from 1 to 10?
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me. It's given a bit 6.
Okay.
It's given a 6.
It's given a 6. We're
Right.
hoping that we can get it at least by an 8 at the ending of this conversation.
That's the aim.
I'm not asking for too much. I'm just asking for just enough.
That's the aim.
Awesome.
But this is an exciting conversation. We had earlier couch talk that we were talking about how there was that bus that happened Saturday.
The illegal logging.
The illegal logging, right? And like how important it was because the rangers that were monitoring the area were able to uncover so much mahogany and other wood too as well. So we understand the importance of rangers, of persons being able to
that is so true. Yeah.
see something that's happening and do something about it. So tell us a little bit about this partnership and how it came to be and the idea of Ranger for a Day.
So before we get into the whole point of us being here, which is to promote the Ranger for a Day, I would just like to expound a bit on what you said regarding the illegal logging. Unfortunately, illegal activities are happening every day across our protected areas, and it defeats the purpose of having the rangers there. Because while they're there to protect our natural resources, we have people in there that continuously rape the protected areas on a daily basis. And so what we try to do is basically promote awareness, because that's important. Getting the information out, getting community support and engagement, it's important because our rangers are on the front line. They're risking their life on a daily basis to protect these natural resources.
That's so true.
And then we have people going in, taking down trees that takes thousands of years to grow.
Yes.
And so we want to put the message out there to basically report any illegal logging or illegal activities on a whole, because we want to stop that on a whole. It's unfortunate, but we try to do everything in our power, have rangers there, but of course the rangers cannot do it alone. So we call on the community members that are within the buffering communities to report any illegal activities that are being done within or around.
Because it's a partnership, it's a community effort, because of course every community wants to make sure that they have the resources from now and for future purposes too, as well, for their grandchildren to see.
Exactly.
So we have to take that responsibility on ourselves too.
Our responsibility is to effectively and sustainably manage these protected areas for the future generation, for the benefit of all Belizeans. So that's important.
No,
and
that's a
one
very
of the
important
things that
message
we
you just
want
shared,
to-
Alyssa. And we can never, talk too much about it, right? It's our duty to ensure that we're protecting the resources that we have.
So we want to preface the conversation with having that message out there, protect our natural resources, because it's for the benefit of all of us here.
And this is now our part to do
And
that.
it is
take up the
indeed.
responsibility to understand like our role too as well in the whole mix. We can't just expect it's a one shot. Oh, we're just gonna have the rangers do it. Don't worry, that's not my business. If I see something, I'm supposed to be able to report it.
Yes, correct.
These are important things to talk about.
The rangers, they play a vital role, but we also play a role, and so that is something that we need to highlight.
Thank you so much for that.
All right, so let's talk about this joint partnership.
Yeah, and I think what Alyssa has prefaced with really speaks to the importance of what happens in the conservation sphere, which is it takes a lot of collaboration, right? It's not just one group of people. So there are rangers, there are the leaders of the NGOs, the community-based organizations, a lot of whom Palmer represent. And then there's us, PACT, the Conservation Trust Fund, that really supports and funds the work that these people on the ground do, right? And this strategic partnership, well, it really, our formalization of our partnership really dates back to 2019. So earlier this year, we renewed that partnership.
Nice.
And so we're focusing on 4 key areas. Really to enhance the capacity of community-based organizations within the protected areas. As you know, these organizations have co-management agreements with the government, which allows them to do this work in there. So we're looking at enhancing financial management, administrative and technical support, training and capacity building, and then the part where we come in, which is looking at communication and public awareness. We have 4 ways that we're focusing on building visibility for community-based organizations. And Alyssa will be able to expound a little bit more on what those are, but we're looking at a Faces of Conservation. We have a Then and Now series, and then we're bringing those together in a video highlight called the One Park, One Story. And so I'll ask Alyssa just to share a little bit more about what that looks like.
So like Ms. Menzies mentioned, under the strategic partnership agreement that we have with PAC, one of the key initiatives is the co-marketing campaign. And we have the different components, the first one being the Faces of Conservation. And with that, we highlight and features the park ranger from the protected areas, because like we say, they play a vital role. And so we try to feature, well, we feature them highlighting the work that they do and the role that they play. Showing that these are individuals and they deserve all the respect and all the appreciation for all the hard work that they do, because like we said, they are at the front line. And so we feature them in the Faces of Conservation. And then the next component of the co-marketing campaign is the Then and Now series, which basically features the evolution of protected areas, particularly the CBOs, the smaller organizations. And so what we're using that is basically as a motivation. This is where they were, this is where they are now, and then where they want to go. And so we basically have that documented, and they will use that as, like we say, motivation for them to basically level up, you could say. And then the next component includes the One Park, One Story, which will be a video documenting the journey of the protected area, featuring different individuals that play a vital role in the management of the protected area, such as the chairperson, maybe from the board of directors, as well as the park rangers. And then we have different important people that play a role that will also be featured in these in the One Park, One Story. So it's about visibility, it's about public awareness, it's about getting the community involved and aware. And then the next part is the main reason why we're here, which is the Ranger for a Day, which we will be speaking about.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing, you know, what the joint collaboration looks like. It does give us a better appreciation, understanding of the role of each organization and how the collaboration, you know, exemplifies or like amplifies the importance of conservation, the importance of working together as a community to protect our natural resources. I'm very excited about this Ranger for a Day initiative.
Yes.
I reflect on my younger days when like volunteering with the environmental club at different, you know, reserves, you know, to like clean up, but get to meet the rangers and understand the work that they do better. Because as you mentioned initially, Janelle, it gives us a better appreciation of what's out there and how can we do our part to protect our resources and actually enjoy them too. So let's talk about this initiative. It's for primary and secondary school students. How does the application process look like?
So they have to write. They have to get off the devices or stay on it, but write to us in 500 words why you'd like to be a ranger, what inspires you about nature, and how you see yourself contributing to environmental stewardship. Just 500 words. You have a submission form that you complete as a part of the process. You make your submission. It's a Google form. You attach your document there, you send it to us, and you make sure it's in by November 12th, which is next week, Wednesday, and you have until midnight. It's open to standards 4 to 6, and then first and second formers.
Okay.
Of those, we'll, depending on the applications, and we're hoping we get quite a bit after these media rounds that we've been doing, we'll select 6 students from the group, and then they'll be able to be at the Mayflower Bukawina National Park.
Oh, what a beautiful one.
Where they will shadow the rangers, see what the day in a life of a ranger really is, and hopefully they leave inspired, right? We need to make sure that, like you rightly said, Renata, that the beautiful heritage that we boast so much about, that there's somebody who's able to protect it, not just for us now, but for future generations. And so we're hoping that parents can get excited about this, teachers, and really encourage the children to participate. I've been on the ground with rangers before. I like to say that it is noble work because I'm sure you know, Kevin, being on the ground, it's rain or shine. The conditions are not always the best, and you're dealing with things like illegal incursions, people doing the worst things to nature, right? And they have to be on the front lines risking their lives to do that.
It's also a very cool job, I have to say.
Yes,
right? Because they are very knowledgeable about different things. They talk to you about trees, animals, plants, history. And I am like, I always just stand in awe, so like all this wealth of knowledge that they have, right? And it's so beautiful, like even the way how they're able to communicate well with people, you know, encourage them to participate, take them in different areas. It's such a great initiative. So why not be a ranger? You know, you get to like hike, you get to touch a tree, I don't know, all of these things.
Things you wouldn't ever see, they see.
Yes,
that is
actually
true.
This year for our World Ranger Day, we did a short highlight, and we made a twist on it, right? A ranger has like the best office views.
That's true.
The soundtrack is nature and all that, right?
That
really,
is so true, yeah.
really just making it, glamorizing it. You know, it is an amazing job, as hard as it is. They do great work. They're protecting the spaces that really help us to thrive as humans, where our watersheds are, or clean source of water, or clean air. So it's important work, and we're really hoping that everyone sees this as a great opportunity to really have our future leaders get a first-hand experience of what this is like.
Yeah. You know, if I could be a ranger for a day, I would like to be in a place where there's water. I would go swimming every day.
Well, your job,
I don't do my job. I ensure the fishes and the crocodiles and everything is good.
Sir, don't ever hire him for a ranger, okay?
Maybe we could mention some of the activities that they're doing while they're here. The role of the rangers, it's very vast. They're basically responsible for enforcement and patrol, so they'll be doing patrolling. They do data collection and data collection and monitoring, so some of those activities they'll be engaging in. They're responsible for the park maintenance and upkeep, so they will be engaging in activities such as those as well. Visitor recording of the visitors that come in. So all the activities that the rangers are engaging on a daily basis, they will be participating as well. So maybe those activities align with what they want to do, and maybe this will encourage them to submit their application and be involved from early.
I love
be a part of it.
I love it. I have a request?
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Can you, when the program finishes, no swimming, but when the program finishes, can you bring like at least one or two of your rangers?
That's what we're hoping.
And we would love to have a conversation with them about how they felt about this.
That's the plan.
Yeah, so
we will be bringing them along with a ranger.
That was going to be my request.
That's perfect. So
I
you
mean,
have
we're really excited to hear how they feel about the experience and if it's something they see themselves doing in the future.
Because sometimes you just like, this is why they have internships and these things, right? Like you get a chance to like walk in the shoes of somebody that you admire, and like, we know it's a hard job, but we also think about how they're really heroes. Because think, again, we go back to the same illegal logging that they were able to catch this Saturday that happened. They were able to save and help and stop so much more damage to our reserve there. So like you have to think about how important and vital their role is. They're a hero.
They are.
They're heroes, basically. So I think it's really great to like show that spotlight on them and see what they do. And for, you know, parents and teachers or so that listening to this conversation, I would really encourage you. I wish they had these kind of opportunities. Every time like we have things like this, I said, mothers, man, I want to go back to like primary school, high school days when like...
You missed out.
I missed out. Like, come on, Palma and Park. Why y'all didn't do this when I was going to school? But this is exciting work for them. Like, how many people can really go back and say, I was a ranger for a day. I was able to walk in the shoes. I was able to really see the significant hard work that's being done, the fun work that's being done too as well.
So the park rangers, the community-based organization, they all accept volunteers. So if anybody's out there who is willing to volunteer, then you can reach out to us.
Coming with the plug.
Yeah, no, that's so true.
You can volunteer.
That is so true.
We can never have too much hands on the ground because, like we said, the park rangers, they cannot do it all. So we accept all hands.
And it's big spaces that they have to patrol.
Yeah, you have to like clean you have to rake, you have to clean the trails, all of these things. I remember I used to volunteer doing those things with the environmental club. If you're part of an environmental club, you can reach out to them, and that's how you can participate in these things
if
that
you're
we
looking
used
what
to
you
do.
can do. Just question, because I know you said how they're going to be taking them, where are we going again? Mayflower, Bakawina. How long would it be to as well?
It's for a day.
For a day.
It's for a day.
Literally for a day. I'm just checking because it could be like for a day and a night.
No.
Like a night.
No, it's not going to be a night.
A day in the life.
In the day.
We're not sure if they're ready for that step yet.
Oh, the nighttime.
The
you have to
nighttime
sleep.
life.
Right. So you shared that the application process is a Google form. Where can people find the form, and when is the deadline for submission?
So it's on both our social media pages, on Instagram and Facebook. Where the young people gather. Not on TikTok yet, sorry.
Don't tell them. We know where things are. Okay.
And then it's also available on PAC's website. And Apama's as well. So there are many places to see
Facebook,
it.
Website,
Not having social media is not an excuse not to apply.
Very good.
Deadline is next week, Wednesday, November 12th. You have up to midnight to submit.
Please don't be the coffee. And literally wait till 11:59 if we go and apply. I know, like this, like the coffee spirit, let it not live within you for this application. But I encourage parents to have a conversation, teachers, you know, administrators, persons that are in different groups, environmental groups and so forth, send in applications, because I'm sure if we get a good amount of persons this time around, we can be able to look at how we're going to do this maybe next year and next time around too as well.
We're considering this a pilot, so based on the outcome of this, then the plan is to basically expand and then increase the number of students
that is exciting.
we are opening this initiative to.
Yeah, because like you mentioned from the beginning, you know, by people being, you know, able to have a hands-on experience with this experience, with what's around them, it makes them great stewards to protect what we have in the country, right? So many people do not have the opportunity to go to a park, to go to Bokawina, for instance. So you're here saying, we're going to give you that opportunity to know what a ranger does, but also like get to experience Bokawina, which is a beautiful, beautiful national park.
7 waterfalls.
Yes, and great hiking.
So everyone goes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Man. I don't picture myself to swim in this waterfall.
He was very rough range. I'm only so most of the time when it's called Kevin.
I will put my radio on, so just hurry. You know? But definitely, thank you so much for joining us. Such a great initiative. We look forward to our future conversation with you, with the Rangers, and talking about.
And we hope to bring them back for sure.
Please
Reminding people, again, you can go on a Palmer and Parks Facebook page, website, Instagram, and the form is there for all of you to see. Please, I beg you, the deadline is next week at midnight, next week, Wednesday at midnight. Please apply. You never know if you got the chance to win. It's literally just 500 words talking about like what you admire about Rangers, like why you would want to get into it too as well. The details are all there. 500 words is not a lot of words. Let's go and make a great opportunity and take advantage of things that really will benefit your outlook and perspective on conservation for generations to come. So
that's true.
With that, we go to our last and final commercial break, and we'll be wrapping up today's show. Stay tuned.
Let's do it.
Welcome to the V Department Store. We are conveniently located on Coney Drive in Belize City. That's right on Coney Drive in Belize City. At the V Department Store, we offer a wide variety of groceries, cosmetics, kitchen appliances, kitchenware, electronics, and more. We've also recently expanded to the second floor to better meet your household and office furniture needs. We now have a wide variety of furniture, home decor, and accessories. We have a shared vision for a comfortable and customer-friendly shopping experience. Visit us today and be warmly greeted by our reasonable prices and cordial staff. The V Department Store. Experience the ultimate shopping destination.
The next time you are passing creative marketing at 146 corner of East Collette Canal and Alenby, don't be shy. Come on in.
Welcome to Creative Marketing, where everything is possible.
We offer services like graphic designs for logos or banners or any other special request. Get designs printed on t-shirts for sporting events, special events like birthdays, or for your business. Get your polos or dress shirts officially embroidered with logos or business names. For special requests, our sewing department can get you fixed up with custom preferences. Our in-house name brands like Eliani's collection produces uniform dress shirts and blouses for work or school. Our Z-Tech Sportswear produces fisherman shirts and dry fit polos for males or females. Ask about other items. In other departments, we produce customized banners and fin feathers. At Creative Marketing, there's so much more. So next time you're in need, come take a look. Call us at 207-2023, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. Creative Marketing, where everything is possible.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Can you produce your driver's license, please?
Sure, no problem.
Okay, Mr. Vernon, it's valid. Mr. Vernon, did you know your insurance will be up tomorrow?
Oh, really?
Make sure you try to update your policy, please.
Thanks so much for the heads up. Babe, can you please renew my policy?
We know that you get caught up in life sometimes, which is why RF&G Insurance makes renewing your insurance policy easy with WhatsApp. Just WhatsApp the words "Get Started" to 670-8700. We will prompt you to select the service you are interested in, select the service, and answer a few simple questions. An RF&G representative will process your request and follow up with you when your transaction is completed. It's that easy. Use WhatsApp and skip the lines. Remember, it pays to get it right with RF&G Insurance, a Road Group company.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sunup on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your nation station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
What's up, Boozlers? We are super back. And men, just like that, this show has
Just like
come
that.
to an end.
It was super fun, I have to say. It was
know.
so
Great
The one is so good to be
conversations.
back. Like, I've missed you.
I miss you too,
Yeah,
boo.
and yeah, because you were not here on Halloween with me.
I was not, and then I was,
then
and then you got.
Monday,
well,
and
actually,
today.
I'm missing Monday.
So
No, I wasn't missing.
it was so good sharing the space with
and
you,
I'm not
Ren,
gonna be
and
here
our guests.
Friday,
We,
but Monday.
for Monday.
But Monday, babe. Kevin's like, but Monday. But
We're
today,
gonna
I
see.
love the different conversations we were
agree.
having,
I agree.
ranging from, NCFC, talking about the Children's Parliament happening next week, Friday, November 14th. It's a really exciting time to have young people take charge. Talk about and be about things that bother them in the country, put out ideas that can support with development, because it's more than just being a talk shop or just being placed here and sitting in spaces. But I'm thinking, and I'm putting out here what I think would also be beneficial for our country. So I think those are important conversations to
Definitely.
have, to tune into.
And seeing it get implemented into a change, I think
Oh,
that
yes.
that solidifies a lot of the importance of having initiatives like the Children Youth Parliamentarian. So it's good to see that the different entities like Human Development and NCFC are supporting this.
Yes.
But also it's really good to see that there's parents and these young people have a strong
Kai's
support
family.
system.
They were so
Yeah, that are
adorable in there. Like,
That is true.
the aunt, everybody like, come on, tuning in from different parts.
It really
just
is
making
life
sure.
changing, and I guess like everybody, especially like if you're an advocate, you need to feel like if you have a strong foundation, which is your family, they support you, it really makes you feel invincible, right? It makes you like have the courage to go out there and do whatever
You're gonna take up
can do.
space. You're gonna speak up your
Definitely.
mind because
Yeah.
you know that you have a foundation that's here to catch you if you fall, here to support you, here to encourage you when you feel like those days are like...
That is true.
It's not going the way I want it, guys. I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere, but you have the family to like say, keep on going.
Talking about a topic that, you know, it's a hard pill to swallow or that is controversial. You know, I reflect on my advocacy cause, right, on human rights and LGBTQI plus rights. And my parents are the first ones that would call me after and be like, excellent job, we're so proud of you. That for me is like, I have a strong foundation and like I feel invincible. Like I can do great things, and to see that they connect with it is like, wow. You know, it's so beautiful to feel. So congratulations to parents, congratulations to these different programs,
Support
departments
system,
that are supporting
teachers out there,
this.
people.
Yeah, so it's next week, November 14th. It starts at 8 a.m.
It's gonna be at the George
Price Center. And it's also gonna be aired live, so you can go to NCFC's page or the Children's Parliamentarian Facebook page for you to follow up and see what they're gonna be presenting. I'm very curious to know what is gonna be this class.
I'm excited to see what Kai is gonna be presenting about health. He didn't want to give me all the details, guys. I tried even after the cameras are off, and they didn't want to give me. But I really think that it's a great conversation to tune into. We also are having a great conversation with the Salvation Army Major, Mark Eddy, that really was talking about the useful funds that have helped so many elderly children's lives too. I think, you know, we come from a place of privilege, Kev, where so much people have Christmas, they get gifts, they broke up their thing, like, you live on this way, and because of that, you don't realize there's so many people that have not, that do not get that opportunity, that don't get that choice, that don't get that meal, that you just naturally just comes into your home, or you can go to your friend or whatever it is. People don't remember there's so many people that don't have that grandparents out there, elderly people out there, that their loved one is so far away, they don't necessarily have somebody looking out for them. So the pantries, the toy drive, the meal for them, this is big for them. So if you can be able to dig in your pocket and to give money or even to give items to as well for pantry or toys or so forth, these things really help people. It's blessing others. You've been blessed so much. Why not bless others too as well? Then our last conversation, which I know is Kev's favorite, because Kev was a ranger at some point in time. He was a volunteer.
I was a volunteer, you know, and that was like, I feel like a great contribution to who I am today, you know, also valuing human rights, but also valuing environmental rights and how we're one. Right, and it's like if you're part of any environmental club, go out there, you know, reach out to PAC, reach out to APAMO, reach out to the Institute of Archaeology, go and spend a weekend as a club, you know, clean some trails. You get to appreciate so many great things. And here comes PAC and APAMO saying, you have the opportunity to be a ranger for a day. I think that's super cool.
I want to make mention, we weren't able to touch it on their conversation, but the day that they would be able to go out would be November 22nd, which is Children's Day too as well. They're trying to align directly with that. So that would be the day that you go and become a ranger for the day. So remember, you get to submit your 500 words essay, not even really an essay, but just like submit a bid for you to be able to be a part of this. They're gonna be picking 6 children. This is from primary and secondary school too as well. This is standard 4 to standard 6, and then first farm and second farm when it comes to the secondary schools. But show it out. This is their pilot project to see how it looks and everything. You get a really amazing chance to go and do something that I'm sure that you might not get the opportunity to do ever again if you're not able to be in these spaces. And to talk to heroes of this country, which are the Rangers, which are people that work so hard, that are on the front line, that make sure things are kept the way they're supposed to keep and preserved, and they risk their lives so much for us and have so much fun doing it too as well.
So big up to the Rangers
that
are
all
out there. If you're anybody that tuned in, like, we love you, we appreciate and value the work that you do. So big you up, but also, you know, to the young people that will get the opportunity to apply.
Yes, I'm excited to have that
I'm excited to see, you know, like young women be rangers. We know, like, there's a lot of young men, you know, rangers, but definitely we love to see young women contribute to that. So young girls, you know, I encourage you to apply to get the experience to be a ranger. You won't miss out, and I would love to see you being counted into this process.
So with that, guys, we are 2 minutes over time. Miss
Claudia, we gave you 2 minutes extra.
You must have like the yeah, right? So giving you guys all the deliciousness to go on your Wentabulous Wednesday. Join myself and Brandon back here tomorrow. We're gonna have a good time. And so we send you off, Boozalas. Give yourself praise.
My banana socks.
Your banana. Lift your leg up. Like I say. Ooh, we
banana
got a leg up,
today.
guys. We got a leg up. It's been a hot minute. We got a leg up.
I can do it again.
You can do it.
But folks, we love you. Have a great hump day. Take care of yourself.
Bye.
Bye.
A place to call your home, a place where you can grow. Stand by me and we'll take flight. We'll be there at morning's light. I've got you covered on all concerns we share today. You will discover how the world turns each day. When the sun comes up